Hello. I once again am Lord Str-ABBA, the dread vampire lord from Ravenloft. And I am here to welcome you to the second part of the April Fool's Day one-shot on Reckless Attack, the 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. So, without further ado, welcome to Ravenloft, Part 2, The Curse of Str-ABBA. Welcome back, everyone.
Hello!
As we remember, everyone, this is Reckless Attack, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast, and we are currently about to start Part 2 of Ravenloft, the musical extravaganza.
Why didn't you say it like that the first time?
Yeah, right. That was good.
Well, you had to build to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right,
well, because if I did that, it would give it all away.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, plus, you got to make sure it's all understood the first time around. Yeah, it's kind of, I respect it, Steve.
Thank you. As long as I have Nathan's validation, we're all good.
I've been in that seat. I get it.
Previously, you had been hired by Madame Phelan Stranding to find her lost wife, who had apparently disappeared after being taken by the mists of Ravenloft. You gathered what you needed, you went through the mists, and something weird happened where instead of the pale white mist that generally is associated with Ravenloft, you started to get these weird red and blue colors, and you appeared on the road outside of a graveyard where you rescued a woman who was being attacked by what was possibly her undead husband, who she had recently buried about 3 days ago. She told you that she had seen Althea, the woman you're looking for, on the road and had directed her to the tower of a warlock who may be able to help her get back to Greyhawk, which is where you are all from. So that is where we are picking up.
So I think at this point, we would lead Sylvia back into town, make sure she gets back safe, back to her home, hovel, a condominium, whatever is appropriate for this
Her third-story walk-up?
Yeah, whatever it is, town home.
A lower middle-class abode.
Great. And make sure she's safe there. Maybe try to sneak in a quick short rest while we're there, especially for certain carpenter-centric members of the party who got beat up on last time, and then make our way to the tower, if that is a reasonable thing.
Bobby, the Carpenter Johnson, would like a short rest.
That sounds like a good idea.
So we'll return Sylvia to her home and then find somewhere just hang out for an hour. And while some of the party is resting, can Red go and see if there are any people around here that might know anything about this warlock or the tower, or hear any rumors that might have popped up?
Sure. How would you like to do it? Are you trying to persuade people? Are you trying to deceive them somehow? How would you like to do this?
So I think the way that Red would do this is he's going to go into town and start putting on a bit of a show. He's going to dress up as, pull out some of the clothes from Sassafras's packages and get a whole wizard's costume together with a big long beard and go to the center of town and start telling a story about a wizard who tried to teleport to the moon. And in order to do that, he built the tallest tower that he possibly could so he could see the moon as clearly as he could and tried to teleport to it. And no one really knows what happened to him when he tried. All they know is they found his tower empty, and the moon was still there in the morning, so good on that. But but after telling this story, Red's going to go around and sort of ask, maybe some of the local children or some of the adults, what did you think of my story? Do you have any stories to share about wizards? What about that fancy tower over there? Anything to share?
Go ahead and make a performance roll.
23.
You gather quite a crowd. You make about 7 copper that is just kind of tossed at your feet afterwards. These don't seem to be. These don't. It seems like they are giving like that is a good amount of money for them. They don't seem to be. It doesn't seem to be a particularly wealthy town. You put on a pretty good performance, and so once you say, "Hey, do you have any stories that are similar to this spark anything?" One of those people does come up to you and does say, "Hey, I was hired by the warlock in the tower. He needed a bunch of supplies, mostly like, incense and some weird inks, and things like that. I haven't seen him in a while."
And does this warlock take visitors?
He used to. He used to be kind of a social guy, actually. He's always in town. He was, if we had any problems that he might be able to solve, he was always happy to do it. And, people would bake a pie for him or bread. They would bring bread and stuff. And, as of a few weeks ago, nobody's seen him.
Well, I happen to be part of a traveling circus, so maybe the lot of us can go up there and see what's got him down.
So Sorghum stayed back with Bobby just to kind of like make sure that he's recovering appropriately. This is something Sorghum does. One of the few things that he actually does generously, probably, for the members of his troupe with regularity. And I am going to do a couple things. Where I'm going to be playing my Song of Resting, which is where anyone who is taking a short rest heals an extra d6 whenever they rest. But I am asking if I can perhaps enhance that in some way by really amping up my performance in this particular one, both, of course, to Bobby the Carpenter and to this sad widow.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. So if you go ahead and make a performance check before you roll, if you are successful, I'll let you do 2d6 instead of the regular 1d6.
Excellent. So I'm imagining, he knows Sorghum is a showman, but more than anything, he's a salesman. And he knows that his audience is Bobby the Carpenter, and he has maybe different tastes than what, he would normally be doing. So eventually, I'm imagining, you're just like laying there recuperating whatever for an hour at like a kitchen dining room table, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like really silent and awkward with the two of them, like him and the widow. And then from another side of the table, a little hand in a sock comes up. And then a second hand in a sock comes up. "Hey there, everybody!" "Hi, good to see you. We're here to tell you a great story. Are you ready for a great story?" Pointing towards the audience members.
And Bobby, gets Sylvia's attention. It's like, "Oh, this one's my favorite."
And he tells this grand story of these two rival sock puppets who were rivals throughout their entire lives, always competed for everything, and eventually one triumphs over the other and gets everything that they, had worked for. And it's kind of this morality tale of like, this is only bringing conflict. And of course, the moral of the story is that at the end of the day, the winner takes it all. And now I'll roll for performance. It's okay. A 14.
14 is what you needed.
Hey!
Ooh. So, you may add.
It's so good. And the black puppet and the white puppet, they just got along so well. And he heals for 2d6.
For 2d6 additional on top of whatever you are spending for your hit dice.
All right. My d6s are cursed from Arcane Floor as well. Carrying on the tradition of the d4s from last episode, you got 2 hit points.
Oh.
Well, better than nothing.
2 1s on 2d6.
I did great. So Bobby heals for 17, including the song of healing.
And you see Sylvia has a small tear running down her eye, and she just says, My Lorenzo loved those stories.
Well, ma'am, I know this is a hard time for you, and perhaps performance is not always the balm needed, but I've just got to say you've been a real super trooper throughout it.
Thank you. I will tell my Abba and Ima about that.
And I it's probably not my business to ask, but does your mother know?
Well, she was at the funeral.
Good. So we've taken care of. I'm sorry. Just sometimes in grief, things slip through the cracks.
Yes, the family knows. The family knows.
Good. Okay.
So, Red comes back.
Red just kicks in the door. I have a lead.
That's what we pay you for. Yeah. Well done.
So, anything else you would like to do before going to the Warlock's Tower?
Yes. Pick up pastries.
Ooh, good thinking. Good thinking.
We got platinum to burn. This is our per diem spend, baby.
That's true. Use it or lose it.
There are several pastry shops.
We get the nice ones.
The nice ones, all right.
Can we ask the baker, do you know the Warlock's favorite pastries?
Bevan. Yes, of course. He was big into the poppy seed. I don't know why, but not our best seller. But, he came in, he'd buy us out every single time.
We'll buy you out as well.
Excellent.
But also,
Charles, that was a total lie.
Yeah, I'm just like inside.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
Inside.
All right.
Buy us out.
Yeah.
It was 2 muffins.
Natural 20.
Wow.
Arcane flora.
Yeah.
Actually, apparently, as far as you could tell, he is being truthful.
He's very into poppy seed.
Bevan was big into poppy seed.
And we're buying it all.
You see there is quite a bit of poppy seed stuff in there. And it seems like he's been kind of baking these in the hopes that Bevan would come back to get to buy some more. And then when Bevan stopped showing up outside a few weeks ago, he seems to have this
Nobody
kind of accumulated,
else is buying the poppy seed.
accumulated poppy seed. Yeah.
Well, Yellow will buy out the poppy seed and also get an assortment of other things because in case Bevan doesn't want the other baked goods, they will want the other baked goods.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are a traveling circus after all.
So once we make our way to the tower, eventually, we run our errands, we make our preparations. Sorghum steps out in front of everyone and says, "Today, we're going to be heroes. We're going to go do some good in this world, in this dark plane, in this domain of dread. And so I just want to remind you all to let the music speak, leading us all the way into a place where beauty will defeat the darkest day." And I'm casting Motivational Speech,
Ooh.
which is a 3rd level spell. I think it's from the Acquisitions Incorporated book. So everyone gains 5 temporary hit points and has advantage on wisdom saving throws for the next hour. And if an affected creature is hit by an attack, it has advantage on the next attack roll it makes. So mostly
and that
pay
lasts
attention
until the temporary hit points are gone?
Yes,
or
exactly.
what's the duration?
Or 1 hour.
1 hour. Gotcha. Following the directions given to you by Sylvia, you quickly make your way to the 3-story tower just outside of the town proper. Although it is dark and almost midnight, you can make out that the squat structure has seen better days, and the faint smell of sulfur can be detected in the air. The main entrance seems to be no more than an 8-foot tall, 5-foot wide wooden door with iron bands across it.
Not very inviting.
Do we knock?
Hello? Bevan? Are you in there?
We brought poppy seed, baked goods.
You bang on the door, but there is no answer.
Sorghum says, "Bobby, will you knock again?" And then makes eye contact with the twins and kind of motions back a couple steps, leading Sassafras backwards. Well, I guess Sassafras is being left outside anyway, but it's let's just scoot a little back.
Bevan, get out here! And he's gonna take a brick from the floor and go back a little bit and see if there's any windows around.
Yes, the upper stories have some kind of opening in them.
Bevan!
Do we want to resort to property damage right away?
Did we clarify that the door is indeed locked?
And Bobby, the Carpenter Johnson, will walk up and turn the doorknob.
It does not open.
To the window.
To the wall.
No.
No.
I mean, I wanted you to. I wanted you to say.
Yeah, but nope.
You cannot say that phrase to a millennial person and not have them complete it.
What do you mean? We're a family podcast.
Is it possible?
It says explicit on Spotify.
We can do what we want. Is it possible to climb the tower walls?
You can try, yes.
Oh, I'm thinking if Bobby can maybe throw.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be like a, like the firefighter competition kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but more acrobatic.
Yeah.
Can we stack enough circus members to try and get to one of the nearby windows?
I am so used to our scrawny ass party. I was like, are they going to be able to reach a 1-story window? I don't know. They're so fucking small. But no, we're just normal sized individuals.
Red and yellow are tall, lanky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we are normal sized party instead of a bunch of stumpy creatures and a self.
So Bobby assumes the lifting position next to the wall, hands interlaced in a practiced motion, and readies himself.
Go ahead and make an athletics roll.
That is a 21.
Oh, okay. So whoever the second person up will have advantage on whatever skill they would like to use to get up there.
Boulder, parchment, shears for who's going to the window?
Boulder, parchment, shears.
Boulder, parchment, shears. Boulder, parchment, shears. Wait, is that you going on top or me going on top?
Just winning. What does winning mean?
You lost, so you
Not
have to
again.
go on top.
Oh, okay.
Guys, come on, please. Snap to it.
Are you going to be rolling athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Okay.
With my inspiration.
Seems good.
All right. Seems like a good idea.
27.
All right. Well, without much issue.
I do so much parkour flips. Bobby shoots me up.
In a highly practiced stacking procedure, you get up without much of a problem, and you are right there at the upper level window.
I have brought a poppy seed muffin with me.
Okay.
Is the window locked?
No, it is not. You open it up and you look in there, and it looks like a bedroom. You see a bed on the far wall of kind of like a circular room, and there is not too much in there. It seems pretty sparse. However, there is a small table by the bedside, and there is a book that is open on the table.
Yellow will stage yell down like, I don't see anybody. Am I going inside?
Red will just do a quick rope throw up to you. And hopefully, with a little bit of time and energy, the four of us, minus Sassafras, can shimmy our way up into the empty bedroom.
Okay. So after a little bit, you climb up the rope, and you are all within this kind of bedchamber.
Yellow will go look at the book.
It looks to be some kind of journal. And it is open to a page that is dated today. Final journal entry.
Ooh.
After several discussions with Gormog the Stinging, I have the final components I need in order to safely open the gateway and exit this domain of dread. While I don't think that this is the best of plays, Gormog has agreed to travel with me through the portal, and per our agreement, he is quite persuasive. We shall part ways on the other side. If this works, this will most likely be my final entry. I leave my journal here in the hopes that others can use it to escape, just as I have.
And it was dated today, right, you said?
Yes, the date was from today.
Flipping back through a few of the earlier pages, do we find any indication that Althea met up with Bevan or Gormog is it Gormog the Stinging?
Gormog the Stinging.
Yeah. Do we find any indication? Maybe do we find a withered husk of Althea anywhere?
Yes, from actually. Well, no. let me answer some questions.
Yeah.
No, you do not find a withered husk of Althea.
Okay.
Yes, there is an entry indicating that Bevan had met a woman named Althea a few days prior, and what it says is that he sent her to the home of Lord Str-ABBA.
Damn it.
At Castle Crowloft to request access to the library there. Specifically, she was to look for the writings of a necromancer named Benson Nayrens, who specialized in creating portals to pull people from distant lands into Ravenloft.
So, do we continue to look for Bevan?
I think Bevan is gone.
Seems
with
that way.
Gormog, the stinging.
Not the name I would have picked, but I guess I'm not really in the stinging business, so...
Should we check the tower to see where he left from?
Well, and I think we could just give a quick search, of the whole place, see if there's anything else fun.
So you head downstairs?
We searched the entire tower very quickly.
So when you go up to the third floor, you can see that it's basically just a balcony that overlooks the town and the surrounding area. Looking out, you can see the town, and you also see a castle on the north side of the town that's kind of up on a raised hill. Presumably, that would be Crowloft, where Althea was sent.
Red kicks down the bedroom door. We have a lead. We're on the case.
Heading back downstairs, you get to the foyer, and you do hear voices. There's another set of stairs going down, and you do hear voices and some chatter going on down there.
Should we quietly make our way down so as not to disturb them?
Who has the best combination of stealth and perception?
I
have 5s.
A +6 to stealth and a +2 to perception.
I'm 5 and 8. I'm bad at both.
Red.
Okay. So Red's gonna actually, after hearing the voices, go down to the basement and see if he can find out if there's, given that we're not alone, what else is in here.
Okay.
Oh.
Do you have inspiration?
I do. Oh.
Well, the good news is they're distracted. So what'd you get?
11 for stealth.
11. Okay. The stairs circle downward, and you can both hear the voices getting louder as well as the smell of sulfur getting stronger. As you're about to round the final bend in the stairs, you hear the music swell and singing begins.
Sorghum walks downstairs and does whatever they want him to do.
Yeah, right.
Literally.
I'm in. Sign me
out of the adventure.
In blood, great. I'm here for it.
Right after that, you hear a very nasally voice say, Was that really necessary?
It was, actually. Yeah, it was 100% necessary.
Encore.
But yeah, again.
Brava.
Right. Like, Red leaves and then comes back to see it again. But what does he see?
The cutscene to replay.
Yeah, get it, yeah.
What does he see as he has tried to sneak up on whatever was causing this noise?
As you peek carefully around the corner, you can see a large circular room at the bottom of the stairs. You can just make out 2 figures in the room, with the shadows of a third standing just out of sight. The first figure looks to be human, wearing long green robes, standing with their back to you. The second is what can be best described as a humanoid body that has seen better days. Jagged claws extend from the end of each of its fingers, and the sickly sweet smell of decay makes its way to your nose, along with the slight smell of rotten eggs.
You said there was a body down, or sorry,
a third figure.
There was a third figure that looked to be a humanoid body that had seen better days.
Okay, I was watching you, but really I was thinking about the music. So.
Yeah.
You'll have to.
That's understood.
You'll have to excuse
that's
me.
fine.
I am.
I will be for that. I will be happy to repeat things as needed. And then, you do hear some more chanting from below, and then you can see a big flash of light kind of come up the stairs, and then quiet.
Oh,
we just missed him.
Bad timing us, I guess. Is the singing also gone?
The singing is also gone.
Bobby will go downstairs to double check.
You don't see anybody down there. You do see a kind of what looks to have been carved into the stone, a large circle, and with a bunch of symbols and kind of arcane shapes around it. And you can see a glow on it slowly fading.
Okay. He sees it, goes back upstairs, and yells at everyone. To Crowloft!
Should we try to draw the shape in the stone?
We're not.
Oh.
We're not.
Right. I can't. What are you talking about?
We'll come back here if we need it.
We'll go back to do it again, Steve. To Crowloft.
Okay.
I don't know about you. I didn't pay attention to those classes, and something tells me, no offense, Bobby, that you didn't either.
None taken.
We'll get the wizard, and if the wizard needs it, we'll bring the wizard. It'll be fine.
Smart. Bring the wizard back. Show you the boss.
Yeah, that's why you're the boss. You're the boss.
Castle Crowloft is built on top of a large hill just outside of the town. The area around the hill has been cleared of most vegetation, leaving short grass for about 300 feet surrounding the hill. There is a cobblestone path that leads up to the front gate where you can see a pair of guards standing.
Do we just approach and ask nicely?
Could we see the library, please?
Althea?
Maybe our esteemed Sorghum can get us in to see Count Str-ABBA.
I mean, Sorghum was always doing the talking in my scenario as well.
Like, you guys are talking about this, and Sorghum's kind of just thinking, and then you guys mention oh yeah, you should go up and talk to him, and he snaps up and looks at you guys as if that's the craziest fucking thing you've ever said. And it's of course, I will lead. Can I have those baked goods?
Absolutely.
Well, keep one of the poppy seeds just in case.
We have so much poppy seeds.
Right, but what if they take it? That's what I'm saying.
Here's 2 boxes, and we have 5 more.
Is there an apple fritter?
4 more,
in the
actually.
one that you...
I hid all of the apple fritters for you.
Okay, great. Okay. Hello. Greetings.
Hello. Can we help you?
I hope so, certainly, my good man. We were just interested in seeing. We had heard great things about the library here in the castles. We are, passers through of this part of the domain, as they say, and we were just hoping to just get a quick tour, look around, if there's some sort of checkout system. We're always in the mood for good fiction, but
or a visitor's pass.
Do you do visitors' passes here?
Strangely enough, you're not the first to ask about the library. Hold on a minute. Let me make sure we can accommodate more people, and we can get somebody to escort you to the library.
Yellow and I can fit in very small spaces. So if it's that you're worried about, we should be fine.
And then we fit into a small space.
Yeah.
You turn into a cube of two humanoids.
So the guards' eyes, both of their eyes go a little bit wide. And they're like, wow, you guys should be in a circus or something. That's pretty impressive.
Well, thank you.
That worked, huh? How would you rate that? Did that act excite or titillate you on a scale of 1 to 10? Like, how titillating would you describe that?
That was
Are
quite
you
impressive.
Titillated.
I am.
Okay, and Sorghum has taken out a Rolodex of note cards, and he removes one that you can see says human cube and moves it into the show portion of, like, there's different things, like, at different acts, and this one was on the probably not section. He's like, let's try it.
Yeah.
But bide a moment, I'll be right back. And one of the guards goes through the gate and inside.
To maybe win over.
Yeah, are those pastries?
Why, yes, they are. Could I? And then he would like to do a performance to make a baked good appear. Actually, no, here's what the performance is going to be. What Sorghum is going to do is I am a master mentalist, and I am going to use the powers of deduction to decide and determine the baked good that your heart desires most, based, of course, on current selections and availability, and certain restrictions apply.
Okay, very well, mentalist. Do your thing.
First question. Is your glass half full or half empty?
I'd have to say, overall, I'm a pretty carefree and happy guy. Half full.
What excites you creatively, spiritually, and emotionally? And I literally just go through all of the requisite talk lightning round questions. Cross promotion, bitch!
I thought you were going to guess it based off of one question. Yeah. Just, is it half full or half empty? Poppy seed.
Yeah. He gives appropriate answers.
Great.
And actually,
there is no wrong answers. I want to stress.
He actually, on one of the questions, expounds on something you did not expect and rattles on for a good 5 or 6 minutes until the other guard actually comes back. The other guard says, well, we can accommodate you in the library. Follow me.
I never got to learn what his favorite TTRPG monster was.
Can I roll a performance check?
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. And would you like it to be performance? I was also thinking insight works too.
Yeah.
I would like to aid with a mage hand coming up with the appropriate baked good.
I'll roll a dice and see what happens. The help didn't help, but I rolled well the first time, so it doesn't matter. 19.
Okay, sounds good. Take a point of inspiration.
Hey!
And you kind of come up with it's actually a peach cherry is what you happen to have in there.
Peach cherry?
Peach and cherry, like a pastry. And he's like, that's it. That was amazing.
And please note, it's floating on.
That's even more amazing.
Yeah. An invisible hand. Yeah.
It's just floating towards him magically.
Is it safe to eat?
Only one way to find out, you daredevil, you, as he walks into the library.
And you hear, woo. Okay. So you guys are all let into the castle. There's a large room leading to the library's only door. Once inside, the library itself smells like old books and tiers of college students. While mostly well lit, you can see small areas of shadow where the bookshelf or a table blocks some of the light from the enchanted sconces. The sconces themselves emit light but no heat. From within the stacks of books and scrolls, you can hear a voice echoing as they sing to themselves while wandering around the library.
Can you hear the chants, the necro? I remember long ago another starry night like this. In the church graveyard, the necro. You were chanting to yourself and preparing your components. I could hear the spells raw power and sounds of wailing from opponents who did fall. They were closer now, the necro. Every undead, every ghoul and ghost would last eternally. I was so aghast, the necro. They were dead yet clung to life, and all of them prepared to strike. And I'm not ashamed to say the screams and moans they had me fearing for my life. There was something in the air that night. The stars aligned, the necro.
Fucking
They were shining
into my veins.
bright and red.
every day. I'm gonna fucking use this as an alarm for
Oh my god, that was just my thought. Like, just this part? Hell yeah.
Like, I'm gonna get ready for my day.
Yeah, right?
This. Holy shit.
Yeah.
If I had to do the same again, I'd raise my friend, the necro. If I had to do the same again, I'd raise my friend, the necro.
Fucking yes.
God damn it.
I'm here for it.
All day, every day. I'm gonna start my fucking day with that
Yes.
Yeah.
tomorrow, and just every day for the next week.
David, you
Maybe
have no say. This is an our alarm
Oh,
clock.
no.
Oh, no.
It's already on my phone. Like,
Yeah.
don't, you know.
Oh, gee, I love that one.
It's so good.
It's so good.
This was a long time. I had to keep all of this inside.
I don't know how you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
That's
right?
impressive.
Ugh.
I would immediately be like, David, look what I did.
Yeah, right. Right. This isn't coming from another 8
Behold,
months.
this
but-
art.
Yeah. And kind of coming from around the stacks, you see a figure kind of wearing a big, almost oversized cloak. They kind of stop and they're like, "Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I was just looking for a book."
What a coincidence. So are we.
Oh, well, I think you've come to the right place then. They kind of take the hood down and they have a kind of piece of parchment with, it looks like there's some stuff written on it. And they say, I was actually just looking for a book entitled Portals, Gates, and Other Transdimensional Orifices.
Oh. Yep, carry on. Go. Yep, totally. I'm being very normal and adult about it.
By someone named, let me see here, B. Nayrens. Yes, that's it.
Where did that name come up again?
That's the name of the author of the book we're looking for.
That is-
Okay,
yes.
okay,
that
It's
is
Benson Narend.
Okay.
Yes. And you do know that this book was one that Althea was looking for because theoretically it should help her get back home.
I'll shout out like, of the Benson Narend, right? Is this the author? Correct? He says, like, looking at you guys pointedly.
Yes, I believe it could be. I mean, that is B. I actually don't know the first name.
Sorghum steps forward, top hat in hand, and says, we are actually looking for the same book. We are here looking for someone and are trying to escape with them and ourselves. If you would be interested in joining us and joining along.
Oh, actually, I'm not trying to go anywhere. I'm trying to bring my friend back from somewhere.
Why would you not want to leave?
It's called
Where
the
did
domain
your
of
friend
dread.
go?
Well, they died.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And I would like to bring them back. And apparently this book tells me how to possibly open a portal that will allow them to come back.
Who is your friend, if you don't mind us asking?
Well, they were an amateur necromancer, actually, that got in a bit of trouble. They suddenly get kind of excited and say, there's one more place I need to check. oh. And they run out, actually out of the library. And
Yellow follows.
Okay.
Red's got his kicking foot ready.
They're leads. Leads are afoot.
And
inspiration. Yeah.
Yes. When you run out, you hear them yelling, "They're here! They're here!" And you see two figures standing in the foyer that this person was running towards. You begin to hear violin music gently drift through the library. It seems to be coming from the foyer. It draws you toward it, and soon you find yourself standing in the doorway of the library, looking out into the foyer. Standing there, playing the violin, is a tall, well-dressed figure. About 10 feet behind him is Althea, although her eyes look a bit vacant and she is slightly slouched over. Grasped firmly in her hand is a book, but you can't quite make out the writing on the spine. The figure says, "I am Lord Str-ABBA, and you, like this one, have entered my home. I shall entrap your minds within your own bodies, and you shall be my slaves forever. For you face Lord Str-ABBA, prone to acts of violins, and the master of the bow." Then he begins playing, and you can feel your mind fill with the music, as well as Althea's voice.
Dominated by you since I don't know when. So I made up my mind, it must come to an end. Look at me strain. Will I ever get through all the pain? But I suddenly gain control. There's more power within my soul. Just hang on, I can hear my friends say, we've come so far to help you get away. Whoa, dominated, losing it again. My, how can I resist you? Dominated, break my will again. My, get back through the mist too. Yes, my mind's broken in fear, twisted up since I got here. Why did I get myself into this? Dominated, now I'll never risk ever going back into the mist.
And roll initiative.
Oops.
Oh.
Hit it.
Okay.
Even with a bonus, it sucks.
Yep.
Red with 21.
Red,
Hey.
ooh, 21. Wow.
Bobby the Carpenter Johnson with a natural 20, which equals 20.
Wow. All right.
Yellow leather with 8.
7
Ooh.
for
Okay.
renowned showman Sorghum and Barley.
So you find yourself standing there, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at things, Lord Str-ABBA is first.
Great.
Oh,
Good.
oh,
Great.
no.
He steps forward and he holds the violin, and he points the violin perpendicular to all of you and kind of shoves forward with his bow. And you can hear this kind of, it's a melody if we were in someplace like Bizarro Land or the Upside Down. But in this reality, it comes through as like a shrieking kind of bad note hit from the violin. You can tell that this was a kind of a note that was hit that was designed to confuse you or slow you down. And you can also tell that there might be a way to counter this type of attack with your own performance.
Aha.
If you can kind of regulate your voices or your performance in such a way that it might possibly nullify some or all of the attack coming from his violin.
Getting one last use of you very sneakily telling everyone, hey, Be sure you're trained in performance.
Performance might be a good idea. I'm not going to tell you how to create your character, but
as a suggestion.
As a suggestion. So this attack comes at yellow.
Great.
This kind of terrible sound hits you, and that's a natural 20.
No.
Oh, no.
Can I use my reaction?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Steve notably stopped himself from saying, "You absolutely should."
It doesn't beat
Not
his.
a 20.
No, not a 20.
Unfortunately, you do take some damage here.
Can I? Can he
It's
dodge
a very
it?
mild way of
You already
putting
used
it.
your reaction.
Oh, that's
Yes,
right.
you already used your reaction.
But
12 points of psychic sonic damage.
ow.
So red and yellow are charging out of this castle towards Lord Stradivarius and Althea, the entire reason why we came here. After hearing the blast of sound hit my twin, Yellow Leather, Red Leather puts his shoulder on Yellow. I'll meet you there. Catch up quick.
Will do.
As a bonus action, Red is going to use the ability Blessings of the Raven Queen.
Ooh. And what does that do?
So I'm going to teleport 30 feet toward Lord Stradivarius. If I can, I'll appear behind Lord Stradivarius in between where he and Althea are.
Okay.
And instead of my normal look, I look kind of ghostly and transparent. As I begin to also conjure a Summon Beast.
Oh.
So with my action, I'll use the spell Summon Beast, and around Stradivarius's legs, there's this kind of twisting fabric that appears kind of around into the sides of Lord Stradivarius. I'm going to summon Purple Suede. And it's just this long snake-like piece of fabric that just appears out of nowhere.
What is this? Some kind of Elvis thing?
Purple Suede is going to take an attack. 10 to hit.
10 does not hit.
Stradivarius, you won't get away with this.
Yes, I hear that all the time. That blah, blah.
Bobby, the Carpenter Johnson, charges forward on the heels of Red Leather, narrowly weaving around the sonic attack that hit Yellow Leather as well, and just raises his arms out and kind of goes for the legs of Stradivarius.
Okay.
I'm going to try and tackle him to the ground using a bonus action, a moxie point, and also the shove action.
Ooh.
So I'm going to try to push him down.
And this is your initial roll is against his armor class?
Contested athletics.
Contested athletics. Okay. I've got a 14.
That is a 9 from Bobby.
Oh.
No. Bobby.
Bobby just Stradivarius just sidesteps him easily, and Bobby goes careening off, narrowly catching himself and able to swing a wild haymaker punch again towards Stradivarius. My highest one was an 8.
Ooh. Unfortunately, Lord Stradivarius is a little bit more nimble than you might think.
Bobby is going all out and apparently can do literally nothing.
But he's making some sick poses and very guttural, manly noises, I'm sure.
He's doing it for the memes.
And that is my turn.
Okay.
Bobby.
Althea takes a step back after seeing Bobby the Carpenter Johnson almost tackle Strahd, and you still see a little bit of kind of a blank look. And Lord Strahd says, "Be a dare and fireball all of them."
Oh, no.
And Althea, her eyes blink, and
she says, "No, thank you."
And she begins to cast a spell.
Oh, jeez.
However, Althea is fighting the domination from Lord Strahd. So, first of all, you are all considered to automatically make your saving throw from this.
Awesome.
So, you're going to roll to save. If you roll to save, that's a quarter damage you're going to take. She aims the fireball not in your mist, but kind of up above, so it inflames a large sphere, but you're only getting kind of the top halves of you singed. It's not taking your entire
How
body.
reflective would you say this sphere is, Steve?
How
Is it perhaps casting individual beams of light as it's rotating around and adding a certain disco atmosphere.
Yes. You know what? That's a flavor that I did not anticipate, but sure.
That was such a specific word to use. There's this, I don't know, ball hanging over you.
And so she casts a spell, and you see a little mote of light kind of head towards you, and then boo, boo. So please, everybody, make a saving throw.
Dexterity?
Dexterity saving throw, yes.
It's a natural 20.
Nice.
25.
25, that's a success. 12. That is not a success.
Red with 8.
8, not a success.
And Bobby with 11.
11, also not a success. So, Sorghum, you get to enjoy only 6 points of damage from the fireball. Everyone else will take 12.
It only gets down my temporary hit points. Pshaw, I say.
And on that note, it is Yellow Leather's turn.
Everything hurts and I'm literally dying. I have a question.
Sure.
For the spell Witch Bolt.
Sorry, which bolt?
Witch Bolt. The bolt.
The
bonus
witch. The bolt of the witch. Okay.
If a creature saves, can I move it back to them, or do they have to save each time they're in it?
So I think it's just you can cast it again.
Oh, I have to cast it again.
You have to cast it again. Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, let's try to hit Lord Stradivarius with Witch Bolt. That's a natural 20!
Yay! Wow. Dang, we've had more of those.
That figures, because we don't get them a whole lot during the regular game.
Right?
So
That is 9 points of lightning damage.
Nice.
Let me check his resistances. Lightning is not on one of them.
Hey.
Great. Cool. And then as a bonus action, taking Red Leather's instructions, Yellow Leather will dash up to the appropriate acrobatic spot, knowing what Red Leather intended.
Of course.
Absolutely. Probably just zoom in. She's gonna dive through Bobby the Carpenter Johnson's legs to get to Red. So all three of us are behind Strahd.
Yeah, we are.
And in between Strahd and Althea.
Yellow Leather is the furthest behind Strahd, I will say, using that dash action to really put some bodies between them and Strahd.
Totally understandable.
Sorghum kind of leans his feline head kind of around Lord Stradivarius, looking at the group of circus folk that are now gathering, and looks over to Lord Stradivarius and he says, your reign, it ends now, you evil lout. He says very unsure of himself, and then kind of leans back over to everyone. Is like, am I supposed to be over there too, or?
You do you.
Okay.
Come join the circle.
No.
Become a target.
Sorghum, you're the ringleader. We can't have a ring.
No, I lead the ring from over here. It's fine. And he actually physically takes a few steps back. But he is first going to lock eyes, blank eyes, with Althea, and is going to say, please, return to us. We need you in this in this fight against this dastardly individual. And he's going to use unsettling words, which actually subtracts a d8 from their next saving throw. But he's kind of saying it in a way where it's he's trying to get through.
He's trying to inspire her?
Exactly. Trying to get through to her so that she can kind of at least be a little bit more susceptible to the thing that he's about to do with his action. A very clearly illusory, magical Sorghum appears right next to everyone, right next to Althea, and is just a cheap knockoff copy. No one would mistake this for anything real. And this strange Sorghum, as it is glitching in and out of reality. First, I'm going to ask you, Steve, could you please roll me a d4?
All right. 3.
Could you please make me a wisdom saving throw?
With a -8, 1d8?
Yes, with a minus
1d8. Okay. So that is a 6 on the die for a total of 10. However, we will be subtracting.
It won't matter. It doesn't meet my DC anyway.
Okay. So without then you know what? I rolled an 8. So they have a 1. There you go.
And as this strange copy starts walking towards Althea, and again, it's like very Hercules. It's like a puppet marionette, like badly puppeted walking over. It does the Willy Wonka Gene Wilder thing, where then it like slips and somersaults like right in front of her, and then it makes a big like fart sound as he just lands on his butt. Because he has cast the spell Nether's Mischief, which does a random effect every turn in a 10-foot cube. And at seeing this obvious, amazing display of comedy and illusory magic, Althea starts giggling and will continue giggling until the start of my next turn. She is incapacitated and uses all its movement to move in a random direction.
Okay.
Because she is laughing so hard at this dumb, horrible thing flipping over and making a fart noise. And at that, Sorghum just goes like, still got it. And that's the end of my turn.
Top of the order. Right next to Lord Strahd, I believe, is Red Leather, as well as Bobby. And then directly behind Red Leather, we have Yellow Leather.
Yes.
All three of them are in between Lord Strahd and Althea. And Althea is currently laughing and pointing and tears streaming down her face at this illusion of Sorghum, who had just tumbled, fell, and farted.
Got him. Fucking got him.
Got him. Every time. Works every
Vomiting,
time.
crying on my knees. Yeah.
And who did I miss?
Well, obviously, you missed the most important
and
character.
Sorghum.
No, well, Sorghum's
Lord
standing
Strahd.
in the back,
Yes.
giggling. But Purple Suede.
Purple Suede,
Obviously.
Purple
The
suede.
weird snake.
That is true.
Weird snake of fabric.
Yeah.
Yes, the purple suede fabric. It was around Lord Strahd's feet, but he had stepped to the side.
Kind of.
And so it is also kind of right next to him. Looking down at the, well, now four of you that are directly next to him, just kind of says, oh, you're a weird menagerie, I'll give you that. But no one gets the upper hand of Lord Str-ABBA. He takes the bow of his violin, and he is going to make 2 attacks. One of them will be at Red Leather, and the second attack will be at Bobby. So he takes his bow and whoosh, whoosh, tries to smack you with it. Does an 18 hit you?
18 does hit. So
18 hits.
Red tries to parry with his baton, but Strahd is too powerful, and the parry just misses.
10 points of damage from the bow.
So as the bow connects, Red's complexion is still this kind of like ghostly and translucent, and Strahd just impacts, but it's kind of this weird, almost jelly-like feeling. Like he's not all there.
Okay.
I'm only going to take half damage.
All right, perfect.
Horrible.
But... and I will also succeed on my concentration check.
Excellent. Next up is the attack on Bobby. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Oof.
Big oof.
Yep.
6 points of damage.
Bobby has utterly let his guard down, his non-existent guard trying to swing for Lord Stradivarius.
And Lord Strahd recognizes this and takes the bow and whoosh, right on your butt.
Oh, God.
That is going to be a welt in the morning. As his movement, he begins to float up.
Jerk.
Not ideal.
However, if anybody would like to use their reaction, he's going to float up about 10 feet. So anybody right next to him would get an attack of opportunity.
Bobby tries to take another haymaker swing, but only rolls a 10.
Red manages to smack Strahd with a 19 to hit.
19 does hit.
6 points of damage.
6 points. What type of damage?
Bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning. He does not seem to take all of that.
And Suede misses completely.
All right. And that is the end of Strahd's turn. So next up is Red Leather.
Yellow, you ready to try our new trick? The Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Great. Yes, Red. I am in. Let's do this.
All right. So Red's going to run over to Yellow and just get her in this kind of like acrobatic position where...
Oh, Yellow has already like jumped
yeah.
up, ready to just stand on Red's shoulders.
Yeah. So, and Red just runs over and just catches Yellow on his shoulders and then runs underneath Lord Strahd, just holding her directly underneath him. You won't get away from us that easily.
Oh, I didn't know they were stacking.
I would like to note there's a lot of in there.
Hup, hup. Yep.
Yeah.
Slade is gonna jump ineffectually at Strahd, but just kind of like coil and bounce on the ground.
Bobby repeats the same action, just charging towards the newly stacked pair, and like, and like lifts both of them onto his shoulders, propping them both up. Hopefully just in range of Lord Stradivarius.
I want Strahd to like float up, with kind of this big menacing, figure in the air, and then just Yellow just kind of like launches herself up with the aid of Bobby and Red, and just like face to face with Strahd, 10 feet in the air.
That's basically how it's he floated up, and then there was hut, and then all of a sudden Yellow Leather and Strahd are face to face.
That's the new headliner.
That will be Althea then, who is slightly confused.
No, is very appreciative of high quality comedy acting.
Yes. So Althea kind of steps backward and to the side a little bit. Again, still almost doubled over, laughing, and you can still see tears in her face. For any of you, actually for Bobby, who is at the bottom of the tri.
He's waving back and forth, trying to keep everyone in line.
Even though she's laughing hard, you can tell that her eyes are a little bit clearer than when you initially came into this room.
Okay. Yellow Leather, do your thing!
Yeah, go for it.
Show them what we're made of.
I still feel really torn because my plan was just to automatically do 1d12 damage, which did not involve being any closer.
This is the power of coordination between...
Yeah, and you do see there is a small... It almost looks like a bolt of lightning, but it is connecting Lord Strahd and Yellow Leather.
Oh, my wish bolt.
Your witch bolt.
I was like, oh no, what the fuck have I gotten into?
No, it's your witch bolt that is right now connected to connecting the two of you. So
I'm just going to automatically do a D12 against him.
That seems perfectly reasonable.
Let's go with what we can. 5 points of lightning damage. And Yellow Leather will, in doing the lightning damage to Lord Strahd, like strike it so it goes over his shoulder in the hopes that he looks that way, and then and drops down so that they are then hanging on Red's shoulders and like effectively like hidden behind Red.
Okay.
But Red is still basically next to Strahd.
All right.
On top of Bobby's shoulders.
Okay, you can try to kind of make him look the other direction. I'm going to have that be an Arcana roll because you're doing it with the magic of the Witch Bolt.
That's not going to be very good.
Well, you never know.
Okay, 8.
So yeah, he notices it, but it doesn't really distract him from. He doesn't obviously look in that other direction.
Do I do a stealth then to hide?
Yes, stealth to hide.
Natural 1!
No. Well,
Total of 7.
That is not more than his passive perception.
We're still workshopping that one, he says to absolutely no one. Sorghum looks over at the assembly of individuals, looks over at his shitty self-copy, and just realizes that his copy in its horrible puppet state can't move fast enough to go chase down Althea. So he moves that 10 feet. He then sets his brow. He looks down and says, I wonder. It scares me. And then he looks directly at the horrid vampire and says, but who the hell am I if I don't even try? I wonder. And he would once again like to use his bardic inspiration to give 1d8 less on Lord Stradivarius's next roll. And then Sorghum is going to once again take his ringmaster's whip out that he is still kind of working on, and is going to just awkwardly swirl it around himself, but is then going to do a actually pretty decent whip crack kind of in the direction. But he is not using this whip as a weapon. Oh no. He is using it to cast the spell Shatter.
Ooh.
And I would like Lord Stradivarius to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution saving throw.
Minus 1d8.
with minus 1d8. All right. Ooh, 11.
Hey, that's
nice.
a fail. 13 points of thunder damage.
And you can see it hits him, and he is visibly shaken, but not quite shattered.
And not stirred.
But not stirred. That brings us to the top of the order with Lord Strahd's turn, who looks a little bit ticked off. And he says, very well. We do this my favorite way. Lord Strahd rotates 180 degrees in the air. So his head is now where his feet were, and his feet are now where his head was.
I was really worried that was what you were going to say.
I believe the closest person right now is Red Leather.
Red, yes.
You can see he was very pale to begin with, but you actually can see now he's even a little bit paler, and his eyes are slightly red, and he opens his mouth, and you can see now these long pointed fangs, and he's going to attempt to bite you.
Oh, no. Okay.
17 to hit.
Ah, that hits it.
It does. Okay. 3 points of damage.
Ah.
However, I need you to please make a charisma saving throw.
5.
Wow, this Strahd's pretty cool. I mean, he's a cool guy. And you know, you kind of want his, he's good with the bow and the violin, and then you want his autograph, and he's pretty cool. And you are now considered to be infatuated with him.
Oh.
However, Bobby, will you please make a perception check for me?
I will. That is a 14.
14. Althea's eyes are pretty clear.
Okay.
And Red Leather's seem to be slightly glazed over.
Okay, so I recognize something funky is going on.
Lord Strahd says, be a good little person. And why don't you knock the rest of your friends unconscious for me?
Yes, Lord Strahd. Yes, Lord Strahd.
Stickers all along.
Oh, God.
And that takes us to Red Leather's turn.
I'm currently hanging on their back.
Yep. Yes, you are.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Hello again, everyone. It's me, DM Nathan, and welcome to the Mid-Roll. This is where we remind you to follow us on all the social medias, particularly on Twitter, at @reckless_attack, where we are posting memes and behind-the-scenes things and all the best types of promos and nonsense. And if you are enjoying and want to support what we're doing, please consider supporting us over on Patreon. It is one of the best ways to help us improve the show and let us do cool new things. If you're interested in repping Reckless Attack out in the real, actual meat space world, please head over to Redbubble and TeePublic, which you can find through our website, where we have all kinds of awesome merch, stickers, t-shirts, maybe towels, and I think maybe even like a shower curtain, all kinds of stuff, and we update it very frequently, usually with the neatest, coolest new designs and pieces of art that we've commissioned. It is also a great way to help spread the word about Reckless Attack and get cool frogs on more of your possessions, which isn't that what we all want? That's all from me, and now, back to the episode.
Guys, you know, I feel like this troupe has really been weighing me down for a while now, and I've been pretty displeased with how we've been performing recently.
Don't start on that unionizing crap again. I told you.
I think it's about time for Red to really go off on his solo breakout moment. Really just get on the road.
Red, no.
How could you, Red?
We trusted you. You were like a friend.
You were too good.
You were like a twin.
You were like a trusted co-worker and underling.
You were too good for them. You should strike out on your own.
So, Red looks down on Bobby and Yellow Leather and begins to look Yellow in the eye.
I'm on your back. I'm still there.
Get off me. Slade, get her off. Purple Slade's
Oh, I thought you said Slade, and I'm like, who
So did I.
Who else is coming?
Purple Slade, get her off me. Purple Slade's gonna come around behind you and just try to smack you with his soft purple body.
What if this kills
like
me?
velvet.
What if this literally kills me?
11 to hit.
I think that misses. That misses.
The softness touches your skin. It's quite pleasant.
I know you could never hurt me, Swade.
Just starts nuzzling it instead.
Swade is giving me comfort in these trying
Yeah,
times.
exactly.
And I'm gonna try and just bonk you on the head a few times.
Okay.
Get off my back. Go away. 23 to hit
Yeah.
and a crit.
Probably dead.
9 points of damage on the first hit.
Okay.
16 points of damage on the second hit.
I am almost dead.
Yellow, no! As Red's now flaming baton just smacks you in the head repeatedly.
Oh God.
Yellow
No.
falls unconscious.
What is it? Friendship ended with Yellow. Now Strahd is my best friend.
Yeah. Is my and then crossed out best
Yeah.
friend of twin.
Yeah.
Acrobat twin.
Right. Can I just slick my hair back real fast to look more like Strahd? Is that a thing?
Absolutely. It is
Okay.
now.
Okay.
It is absolutely now a thing.
Great. I'm done.
All right.
That's enough.
That brings us to Bobby.
Red, how could you, you monster? They were your only twin. You haven't seen what I've seen, Bobby. So technically, Steve, Red is still on Bobby's shoulders as Bobby is holding him by the ankles. I would like to spend all my points of inspiration and every strength point humanly possible to throw Red at Stradivarius. Red, how could you? You traitor!
All right. I guess that would be a strength-based ranged attack?
Yes?
That sounds great
All
to
right.
me.
Great.
We're going to go with that. As the DM, I've made a decision.
Yep.
Strength-based ranged attack.
So Bobby just starts rotating, he is just
Hammer throwing.
Yeah, hammer throwing Red and just spinning around. That is a natural 20.
Yeah!
So how much damage does a medium-sized elf do? You know what? 2d6 plus your strength bonus. So it's a crit, 4d6 plus your strength bonus.
Sick.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool.
And red leather will take half this amount.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Sick.
Oh no.
Oh, no. 10 points of damage on the crit.
Oh no.
Since Lord Strahd is upside down, it does hit him and knock him back a little bit. So you take 5
points of damage and fall to the ground.
Yes. That brings us to Althea. She has stopped backing up away from this weird pantomiming illusion.
Which is shambling after her.
Yes.
Let I remind you.
Yes. But she looks up and you can see very clear, piercing eyes. And she looks directly at Lord Strahd and basically says, "You bastard." And she casts a spell. So, Sophie, since your character is unconscious, will you please roll a d20 for me as the saving throw for Lord Strahd for this particular spell?
A 10 on the die.
10 on the die is a failure.
Yeah.
Ooh, hey.
Lord Strahd, hanging upside down, seizes up
Ooh.
and is not moving.
Interesting.
As Hold Monster was just cast upon him.
Got him.
Nice.
What level of fucking wizard is this person?
Yeah, right?
I mean, she was into teleport and stuff.
That's
She gotta be
true.
pretty
And
high.
she was doing some planar traveling, and yes.
Sorghum looks at the crumpled form of Yellow Leather and says, Hey! We talked about this. No breaks in the middle of battle. And casts Healing Word.
Cool.
You heal 6 HP. You're at 6 HP now.
Hey.
And he then turns his now kind of frustrated tone to Lord Stradivarius himself and says, And you, O Lord, how dare you? We come into your home. We are but lowly entertainers, just trying to scrape by in this no good world that doesn't appreciate artists such as ourselves. And continues on as he casts Vicious Mockery on Lord Stradivarius.
That's a 15 on the die.
Damn it, Sophie.
I blame Starbucks.
Sophie.
So currently we have Lord Stradivarius hanging upside down and held. We have the unfortunate taking over of Red Leather, who is now Lord Strahd's bestest buddy and infatuated with him. We have Yellow Leather, who is currently on the ground but now conscious thanks to Sorghum casting Healing Word. And we have Bobby, who had just thrown Red Leather at Lord Strahd and miraculously hit, but not only hit, but crit.
Take that, idiot.
Lord Strahd cannot do anything this round except for make a saving throw. Or miss a saving throw.
Oh, nice.
Stupid idiot, stupid vampire.
Well, unfortunately for me, but fortunately for the rest of the group, still paralyzed.
Hey.
So, seeing Sorghum cast Healing Word on Yellow, this part of Red's mind just goes back to Strahd's command, knock them unconscious. Suede, get her! As Purple Suede comes snaking up to you and tries to bite you in the side.
Yellow's just like, yes, come, Suede. Come here, little boy.
11 again to hit Yellow. Well, you're prone though, right?
Yeah, did you come up to me?
Suede's coming up to you.
Oh, okay.
13.
Suede and I are cuddling. Oh, so good boy, Suede.
And it's just like
You would never hurt me.
gently squeezing your arm.
I'll give you the belly rubs.
Red stands up after being thrown at Strahd by Bobby and just like stomps over to Yellow and just begins like trying to just like step on you. Like, go down, stay down. I'm going to hit you with the baton.
Wait, are you hitting me with a baton or stepping on me?
Yes.
No.
21.
One is an improvised unarmed strike, and one is they're very different modifiers. You have to pick one.
When you're down to 6 HP, Jonathan, you can't go flavorful with it.
Yeah, you tell me how you're hitting. Yellow.
I'm gonna hit you with the baton.
Okay.
Just smack you in the side. 21 to hit.
That hits.
9 points of damage.
Down again.
So that first attack hits. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to use my Blessings of the Raven Queen ability one more time to teleport directly in front of Sorghum. And I just look you in the eyes and go, this is for all those vacation days you never gave me. And just like smacks you upside the head. 14 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
10 points of damage as I just smack you with a flaming baton. And Red's eyes begin to like kind of shift back and forth between this glazed look as he makes a save against the whatever Strahd is doing. 15.
15 is what you needed.
Hey!
Ooh.
Your eyes clear up, and you are looking down. You are looking at Sorghum, who you have just smacked in the head.
Got anything to say, young man?
Where'd that big welt on your head come from?
We're going to talk about this. And this, all expenses coming out of your next paycheck, get back in there. Your twin is unconscious. Figure it out.
This will be a meeting, not just a memo.
Yeah. Cool. Bobby is going to just squat down as deep as he can and put all of his power in his legs to try and jump up, grab Strahd, and like send him to the earth in like a pile driver.
Yes.
Nice.
Hell yeah, Bobby!
He is paralyzed, so you do have advantage on your attack roll.
Excuse me. This move, trademark incoming, is called driving the nail. And I'd like us to all respect that moving forward.
Very well. Driving the nail.
All right, that's a 23.
That will absolutely hit.
So Bobby rockets up towards the air and like grabs onto Stradivarius' shoulders, and with like all the weight of his bulky muscles and the power of his lats, he like grabs Stradivarius and like throws him down to the ground as he's falling, driving his head into the pavement.
What's the damage roll for
I don't know how
this?
much damage. I'm just making up things.
Now we're just making up stuff. Okay, so 10 feet, I'll call that falling damage. So a d6 plus, I guess it's hurtling another person into, we'll call it another 2d6 because that's what I gave the elf.
Okay.
And then plus your strength bonus.
Have you considered adding additional awesome damage?
This is a trademark.
It is a trademark maneuver for driving the nail. So
Extra d6?
I will give you an extra d6.
Yeah.
So your total will be 4d6 plus your strength bonus.
He is paralyzed, though.
This is true. And maybe more so.
So it's an auto crit, right?
Oh,
Am I wrong?
It is. That you are correct. That is an automatic crit. You will be rolling 8d6 plus your strength modifier for damage.
I roll good. Not shitty like last time, David.
That is going to be a total of 35 points of damage.
35. So what happens is Bobby jumps into the air, grabs onto Lord Strahd, pulling him down. As soon as Bobby's feet hit the ground, just drives the nail in the coffin. And Lord Strahd's head goes straight into the floor of the castle foyer. And at that moment, there is just a multicolored mist, and you can see the mist fly back through the foyer and into some other part of the castle.
Bobby the Carpenter Johnson!
The crowd goes wild. People, like, from different weird rooms come out and just start cheering.
There's much applause.
Wait, I can't do that.
You have to make an ABBA John Cena
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba!
Jay, help us out.
Please.
And as that happens, you can see Althea, clear-eyed. You see Red Leather, also clear-eyed now. And Althea just says, we need to get out of here. Please tell me somebody sent you with a way back.
Oh, yeah. The fork thing. And he kind of like takes this tuning fork out of, or Bobby takes this tuning fork out of his pocket and starts like waving it around. Do you know what to do with this?
Yes, I know what to do with that. She takes the tuning fork, and you can see her, she kind of strikes it against her leg, and a clear note rings out. And she begins gesturing and gesticulating and chanting. And you can see on the floor below you, the very small, intricate runes start to appear. She says, quickly, inside the circle.
Red will grab Yellow Leather's unconscious body and just drag it into the circle.
Please know Purple Suede is still wrapped around like a deer pet, crying on top of Yellow's unconscious
I'm sorry
form.
for what he made me do. I didn't mean it.
Weeping uncontrollably. As Althea's magic pulls the mists of Ravenloft around you, time seems to slow down. There are images in the mists, figures battling. A humanoid rabbit, a Harengon, faces off against a pale, cloaked opponent. The cloaked figure smashes a nearby boulder and lifts one of the large pieces above its head, looking like they are going to bring it down upon the Harengon. The Harengon extends its hand and yells, Abracadabra! And the cloaked figure immediately transforms into a bat, and the rock falls upon the creature. From under the rock, a muffled Hocus Pocus can be heard, and the form of the cloaked figure is returned, if a bit wobbly, with the large rock still held above its head. The Harengon then yells again, Abracapocus! And the cloaked figure changes again into a bat, but this time with the head of a pale human. The mists swallow the figure, and the last thing you see is the human-headed bat, once again being crushed by the rock, as the Harengon nibbles on a carrot. Then all of the mists are blown away by a large gust of wind, and you are all once again standing in the magical circle in front of the mirror, this time with Althea.
Woo!
Yay, we did it!
Congratulations, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the April Fool's Day episode of Reckless Attack, our second in the what I hope to be a very long series of April Fool's Day episodes. Next time, we will return with our regularly scheduled story. See you all there.
Bye.
Thanks again, everyone, for listening to the episode. A big shout out to J and B from the Planet Arcana podcast for performing and producing the custom music you heard throughout the show. If you like what you heard, be sure to head over to planetarcana.com. Check out their 5e actual play podcast with tons of incredible custom music set in a tarot-flavored, retro-futuristic world. And for all of our patrons out there, we'll have a chat with J and B on our Patreon going through the behind the scenes of how they created the music used in the show. See you all next time.